You guys have a robe on. It's cold. 119, 113. Bulls lose. First quarter, second quarter, the Bulls were looking fantastic. And then Zion happened. Talk about a force to be reckoned with. The Pelicans, 9-32. Their only chances to make the play-in, now that they're getting healthy, Zion back, they got to go on a 20-game winning streak in order to make the playoffs in the West. Who cares? But anyways, that's how they were playing. They were very sloppy. The Bulls, it's just like they'll have their offense. They'll have a nice pace offense where the ball is moving on the top of the key, where they're making the extra pass to the corner guy. And then third and fourth quarter was like a free-for-all of we're just going to play random basketball. We don't know if Kobe should defer or take the shot. Zach LaVine is probably the only one who's still been consistent being the star, which at the end of the video, I'm going to get to all that about the whole Bulls overall. You see when you see Patrick Williams, right? And then you see Trey Murphy. That's what we thought Patrick Williams should, or what should happen with Williams that's going on with Trey Murphy. Granted, everybody on the Pelicans died and then came back to life or are now playing basketball. So he took advantage of that, and now he's a 20-point. He had 30 points, and he's not only a shooter, but a dude who can attack the rim and dunk. He was in the dunk contest not too long ago. So that's what Patrick Williams should have been, but it's not going to happen. He's just a 3-and-D guy who's going to hit you 2 to 3 threes. Another conversation we're probably going to have, too, is when Ayo Dosunmu comes back, how is this rotation going to look? Because, look, this is the Bulls have good players, right? But I also feel like it's unnecessary now at this point to be playing 10 to 11 guys. You have to find your 9 or 8 guys and let's start sticking the roll with them, because now we're getting halfway into the season. And I get it. You got Buzelis. You got THT. You got a lot of good guys on that bench. But still, I need a solid 8. We can't have different lineups. Josh Giddey looked solid in the first half. Little shaky in the second half. But like I said, he's triple-double or bust. But he had a solid game, nonetheless. Vooch had a pretty solid game. I think he had like 15 boards. Look, no matter how we look at it, this is the same shit. Going for the play-in, middle-of-the-pack team. Your all-stars are stars are Vooch, and Zach maybe has an argument this year to be an all-star. But the Pelicans just, like, Zion was just strong. He's athletic, and he was fighting for those boards, man. And that's a type of player. Like, at first, when he didn't play, you're like, that's dumb as hell for the Bulls to trade for Zion Williams. When you saw the game yesterday, now it changes to, like, why the hell are the Bulls not taking advantage to try to trade for Zion Williams, right? But obviously his injuries, his health, and all that is the main issue. But when he plays, dude's a certified monster, bucket, monster, honestly. That's how he looked yesterday. But this team is so inconsistent. I just hate it. You know, the game against the Kings, you're playing good. It's neck to neck. But still, the Kings have been on like a 7-game win streak or something like that. So I'll give them that one. It was a good game. But this is a game, no matter what, you're playing a team that's 8-32. Like I said, you know, they had injuries, but you got to beat them. If you want to be a good team, a 500 team, which the Bulls always struggle because every time they get close to like 2 to 3 games to be above 500, they shit the bed, which they did. Or maybe, you know, because it's my birthday today, maybe they'll win against the Hawks, so they're saving the energy because I'm going to that game. Joke. But, yeah, they can't lose this game either against the Hawks because these are all winnable games. Then you play the Hornets, so should have won that game yesterday with the first half that you had, especially the first quarter when you're, like, up 9, but then just blew it, even when Zach LaVine had that nice third-quarter run. So hopefully against the Hawks, they pick it up. They play better because usually they match up better against the Hawks. There is no Ayo. Ayo does pretty good against Trae Young, so watch out for that. Buzelis did look pretty solid. I do expect him to get a little more minutes against the Hawks today because yesterday he did hit a good couple threes. He was running the fast breaks. Like, look, Patrick Williams, if I'm you, bro, these minutes might get taken soon. So you got to step it up. Like, the only thing I do give Patrick Williams is he could hit the 3, and he is kind of consistent for hitting threes, and he is decent at defense no matter how you want to look at it. But these missing wide open layups and jagging layups, like how you're 6'8", 6'7", I get it. But it's getting out of hand. So Those minutes are coming. So as far as the Bulls overall, look, I do want to say one thing is there's a lot of guys, a lot of people I even follow, listen to, the Bulls are stuck, right? Where there is no direction. The team like the Pistons, they have a better direction, a 20-9 team, even with a somewhat veteran and young roster. Well, check this out. As much as we want to look at it realistically, the Bulls, what they have now is their best player is Zach LaVine, which is realistically a third option on probably a good team or a championship team. So Vooch is probably a third option too on a good championship team. That's what we have. That's our direction. We're in the middle of the pack because we're getting led by a third option star, which is Zach LaVine, which is killing it, by the way. Maybe it could be a second option, but we don't have no real stars on the Chicago Bulls. I do think we do have young talent because we have to look at it this way too. The Bulls are 18-22. We all were here thinking they were going to suck and be in the Cooper flag sweepstakes, and they proved us wrong, and they're a little better than that. Yeah, it sucks to be in the middle of the pack because you don't get rewarded for that, but like I said, they are the gods of the 10th seed. They are the play-in champion. Like, if you do every season, the Bulls are going to be the 10th seed in the play-in. That's going to be them, and I guess that's what the front office want with the continuity, because I'm trying to be optimistic. I guess I'm trying to look at the positive. I guess what their plan maybe is I said that twice, to maybe keep being in the playoff hunts, hopefully next year can get to the 4th seed or 5th seed, because that's what your next step is, I guess, as a front office. Okay, we're flirting with the play-in all the time with young talent and somewhat stars. How do we get to the 4th seed, and how do we attract someone to come over here? And that's when trades happen, because I think they're going to be dead this trade deadline too, which sucks, because I do think an Io need to get moved. I do think a Kobe White or a Zach LaVine needs to get moved. There's too many guards, and you have to move Vooch, but they're probably going to stand packed. Maybe there's just not that many good deals, but I still think there is some hope in like a Dalen Terry, a Buzelis, a Kobe White. Even though that Kobe White has a little different role compared to last year, which in my opinion, he should have been the number 1 option this year. We should have been like, yo, you're the guy. You're going to score. You get the ball. And Zach, because Zach is a good without the ball type of player and catch and shoot player. I don't know if Kobe is. He is somewhat, but he looks like a guy who needs to dribble, attack the rim, and have the ball in his hands. Same thing with Josh Giddey, and should we start Lonzo Ball? Should that start being in the question now that his minutes are getting ramped up to 25? Can we trade Lonzo Ball? Because someone will take a guy with a good IQ, off the bench like that. And maybe have Josh Giddey run with the second unit, because it ain't going to be Kobe White. I'm biased. Kobe White's starting for me no matter what. But if a Zach LaVine trade happens, then that makes it a lot easier, because then you could slide someone back to the 2, or Kobe can finally be the 2. Josh Giddey could be the 1. We still got Julian Phillips too to develop, but Trey Murphy is the perfect example of what a development should have been. Same thing with the guy I'm going to see today in the Hawks and Johnson, because they stayed the course. So the Bulls got to do the same thing. But I still give them credit. They're better, overachieving a little bit than I thought they would be, because I thought they really were going to suck. But they can win 3 games in a row and be 22-22, the 5th seed. Because if they be a 5th seed, that's pretty okay. But their direction is confusing, but there is some little direction. But I don't think trades are happening this year. So you guys let me know what you think. Which way should the Bulls go? I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.